Winter had arrived, and it covered the island in a blanket of snow. Most of the engines don't like the wintry weather, but a certain pair of twin engines loved it. Donald and Douglas were always busy at this time of year, clearing the snow for the other engines. The snow reminds them of their home in Scotland, and they would sing Scottish songs as they worked. They were heading back to the sheds after clearing the main line. As they were passing under a bridge, a reckless lorry driver swerved and a crate was thrown over and hit Donald's whistle. Ouch! Their drivers and firemen inspected his whistle and found it was damaged. "You'll have to go to the works to get a new one," said Sir Topham Hatt. Donald was upset. He and his twin were very proud of their deep-toned whistles. A workman came up to Donald. "Sorry, we only have Edward's spare, but it's better than having a wonky whistle." I don't want to wait around and miss out on the winter weather." And after a new whistle was fitted, he headed straight to work. His first job was a goods train. As he was passing through Edward's station, he sounded his new whistle for the signalman. He was surprised. "I wasn't expecting Edward for another 10 minutes. He switched the points to the yard. "Whoa, what's happening?" His driver put on the brakes and he skidded to a stop before the buffers. "Sorry," the signalman said, walking up. "Your whistle sounds a lot like Edward's." Donald soon realized what happened, and soon he was back on track. Henry was helping cut down trees in the forest. Donald was coming up the line and sounded his new whistle. Henry was surprised. "What's Edward doing here already?" Henry reversed onto the other line, the line that Donald was on. When he saw Henry, he slammed on his brakes, but it was too late. He bumped into Henry's log cars. Both engines were shaken. "I thought this line would be clear." "Sorry, Donald. I thought you were Edward." One snowy day, Donald and Douglas were clearing the line of snow. Donald was complaining to his twin about his new whistle. "I just want my old whistle back." "I know you don't like your new whistle, but you'll just have to be patient until your old one is fixed." "You're right." As they turned a bend, they saw a large drift of snow. "Whoa, stop!" But it was too late. Douglas plunged into the snowdrift. Luckily, no one was hurt. Before they could do anything, they heard Gordon's whistle blare loud and long. Donald knew he had to use his whistle. He gave a short blast of his new whistle. Gordon was surprised. Something must be wrong if Edward whistled like that. And his driver slowed him down just enough to stop him from hitting the drift. "Phew, thank you, Donald." And some of the passengers leaned out the window and cheered for Donald. The next day, Sir Topham Hatt came to the sheds with the engineers and Donald's whistle. "I think this belongs to you, and rightfully after you saved the express. Well done." "Thank you, sir." And although some engines may tease him for the way his whistle sounds, Donald knows he wouldn't have any other whistle.